Hi everyone and welcome to Season 12, Episode 4 of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So things are going remarkably well this season, considering last season we just about avoided relegation. This season, after 18 matches, we're sitting in 12th position, 13 points clear of the drop zone. Is it too early to say that we're not going to get relegated definitely this season? Maybe just a little bit, but it's not far off. Things are going very well. Today we play 16th positioned Sheffield Utd. Another perfect opportunity to get a few points on the board. Let's see if we can do it. So here we go again, back into Truro City. We are doing fantastically well. The most recent form has been a little bit hit and miss, but only in the way you'd expect it to be. We've lost to some of the very big sides and taken some points from the not so big sides. So it's all pretty good. If we go and look at the fixture list, you'll see that since the last time you and I were together against the Newcastle United match, where we won 5-2, we then played Manchester United, West Ham and Liverpool. Now, West Ham, maybe you may not realise, but they're sitting second in the Premier League just at the moment. So they are in amongst around the big boys. So 3 losses in a row, but it was kind of expected, really. We did very well against Manchester United, only lost 1-0 at home. But then West Ham and Liverpool both took us to the cleaners, to be honest. We were not in those games at all. But that's kind of okay. Those sort of sides we kind of still expect to struggle with. We then turned it around with an away win against Aston Villa, which was pretty decent. 2-1, Abu Bakar and White on the score sheet for that. And then we went into the Newcastle United away fixture in the cup competition and rotated the 11 again, just to keep everybody playing a little bit. Just about squeaked through on penalties. It was a little bit hit and miss here and there. Could have done better than we did, but in the end, we went through, and that's kind of all that matters. And the final match since the last time you and I were together was a 2-1 away victory against Brentford in the Premier League. So, as I say, all of that leaves us sitting in 12th position. If we go and have a look at the table in a little bit more detail, you can just about see me. I am now sitting, the Truro City side is sitting just above my face cam on the league table. So that's progress in itself. 18 games played, 24 points on the table, 12th position. So if today we were to beat Sheffield United, which I think is doable at home, then that would take us on to 27 points at the halfway point in the season. 19 games played after today's episode. And that is remarkably good, considering last episode we really did just about secure safety in the last game or two of the season and sitting just above the drop zone. So we've made remarkable progress. And part of that is just keeping some of our key players fit, the likes of Abu Bakar as our striker, for example. But I think defensively, we're also doing very, very well. So I'm really happy with how it's going. Today is a perfect opportunity, though, to properly get some more points on the board. Sheffield United, let's see how we get on. So more than anything at the moment, we've got a little bit of a fitness issue. We do have to rotate this 11 a little bit more moving forward, I feel, just to keep everybody fit. You can see off the bench completely out of the squad today, the likes of Herbie Kane, Barry, Sarmiento, Dudita and Battersby all got one sort of fitness issue or another. The only one that we're putting on the bench and taking a little bit of a risk with is Wright Phillips, and if we don't have to use him, we certainly won't today, but he just fulfills that position on the bench just in case we need him. Everybody else is reasonably fit. You can see that Morrison, his match sharpness is down recently because Thompson has been playing in that position, but having scored a couple of goals recently, Morrison finds his way back into the first team for today's match. So other than that, everybody else is reasonably fit, as I say. And so we've gone for today's match with a team of Wendell in goal, Williams at right back, Fenn at left back, Baptiste and Colombini in central defence, Gonzalez, Goodwin and Morrison in central midfield, White on the right, Izvikov on the left and Abu Bakar up top. And a bench of Nelson, Fink, Benamor, White, Thompson, Wright Phillips and Henderson. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. Our after a couple of really good performances in the last couple of matches, I've tried to remain fairly chilled out in terms of the team talk. We've gone hands in the pockets as a gesture and just said, go out there, relax, have some fun, enjoy playing a game, the result will come. And I kind of believe that in this occasion. We are at home against a team lower in the division than us. These are the moments where hopefully we can play with a little bit of freedom and find the best out of our players, potentially. We'll have to wait and see. So we are obviously in with our asymmetric setup. Sheffield United have come in with a 4-2-3-1. We'll have to see who gets the best of it. An early chance for us though, 6 minutes on the clock. Williams down the right-hand side, supported by White. Drops it into Gonzalez at the centre point of midfield. Lovely through ball by Goodwin into the running, into the path of the on-running Abu Bakar. As long as he held his run, that was pretty spectacular. I'm not totally sure if he did. Did he manage to hold his run or not, or was he offside? We'll have to have a look here. I think he just about held on to his run, and I think that's a very good, legitimate goal for us. 6.5 minutes on the clock. We'll see here, one pass through, and he just about was onside, and we do take an early lead, and that is really key for us. And again, it's Abu Bakar. He's been an absolute sensation for us this year. He hasn't got a ton of goals. I think that's like his 9th in maybe 15 matches or something, but is good enough to get us further up the table than what we were doing last season, when for 3 or 4 months of the season he was out with a broken leg. He's made a big difference to us. Just having that goal getter in the middle of the striking area has been really helpful. So obviously that means that we're going to pick up a few extra points here and there and push ourselves up the table, and that's all it's taken this season, I feel. Little bit of a reshape at the back in terms of personnel coming in, securing the ship a little bit, and those goals from Abu Bakar. 7 minutes in, we took a 1-0 lead, 42 minutes on the clock now, and time has drifted a little bit. We're a couple of minutes away from half time. Cross comes in from the corner kick for Sheffield United, and they that's a really unfortunate goal to concede. They had a couple of attempts at goal and we blocked the shots quite well defensively, putting our bodies on the line a little bit, but it just fell kindly to them in the end. Kavanagh on the far side there cuts in on his right foot, has a go, and the shot is blocked. It rebounds, finds Berger in the centre of that penalty box, and he slots it home, and everybody was just a little bit off their heels a little bit at that point. Unfortunately, we lose our lead and go in at 1-1 at half-time. I think we've done pretty well. We've dominated the chances. Again, we've had a little bit more possession, which is good. Our XG rating, the expected goals for the match, are higher than our opposition. But ultimately, the only thing that really counts is that we are 1-1 at half-time. So we're going to have to push them forward a little bit, see whether we can get something more out of them. So we're going to pump the fists. We've been the better team. Just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see whether we can get the result here. And straight into the shouts to fire them up. I think we actually might move into positive mentality as well, just because I feel that we have had the advantage over Sheffield United for the first half. So we might as well see if we can get on the front foot a little bit more and put some pressure on them. Early in the second half, though, a couple of shots here and there, but nothing significant or highlight worthy. We still maintain good percentage of possession, which is positive, but we're not quite clinical enough with it. 11 shots at goal, only 3 on target. That's not so good. So we're going to shift this up a little bit. We're going to change the formation, go into the 4-4-2. And we're going to play 2 strikers, I feel, for the last little section of the game, and see if that can improve our quality in front of goal. So what we're going to do is initially we're going to move Morrison up, but then we're going to replace him with Henderson, and he can go and play alongside Abu Bakar. So I think we'll move him up into the pressing forward. So that puts him on the front foot a little bit. We're going to move White up on the right-hand side, but also Gonzalez up into midfield as well. Play a 4-4-2 pretty much. And we're going to work the wide areas and see if we can get some crosses in the box. And to do that, we're also going to up the mentality from balanced into attacking for the last little section of the match. So those are the main changes tactics-wise I want, and putting Henderson alongside Abu Bakr. So we're going to make a couple more changes just to see if we can get something out of this team for the last few minutes. So a yellow card at the back, so we'll take that away. Fink can come in there. But I do want to make a more attacking change as well. And the attacking change that we can make, really, it should be Wright Phillips. And I said at the beginning, I don't really want to play him today, but White is having a poor game and is a little bit nervy. I think we're going to have to risk it. Wright Phillips comes on down the right-hand side for the last 20 minutes of the match. See if he can make a difference for us. And then we might have to rest him for a few games just to properly get him back to full fitness, having had a little bit of an injury issue. So 75 minutes on the clock. It's a Sheffield United throw-in down the left-hand side for them. Can we hold our shape and counter-attack, having got the ball off them? We can't, and we go 2-1 down. Oh, that's always frustrating when you change a lot of stuff and hope it has a real impact on the way that you play and moving forward into the match. And ultimately, it's the opposition that find their route through, possibly because you made those changes. It's difficult to tell. But I still stand by wanting to have tried something different, really. The game was drifting away from us in terms of time. And at 1-1, I felt it was worth twisting to see if we could make anything happen for us. And what's happened now is that Sheffield United are totally in control. So we're going to pause the match there. We've got 10 minutes to go. All we've seen since I made those changes is that we've been under the cosh a little bit. So how are we going to change this up? That's a very good question. I think we're going to have to go a little bit obscure slightly and slightly out of the comfort zone. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 3 up top. Isvakov is going to go and play up there. We're going to move Wright Phillips in behind the strikers, and we're going to go route 1 rather than wing play. Go through the middle, see if we can work any knockdowns from there. These couple of players are not now playing in their normal good positions, but sometimes you just need people to do a job for you. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go straight back in as soon as we do into the shouts, demand more from them for the last few minutes, and move up from cautious to the positive mentality. There's minutes left now. Not going to be enough time, I don't think. But there's a good interception. And it was Wright Phillips, I think. And is this going to work for us? It really does work for us. What a really good sweeping counter-attack that was. And I think it was Wright Phillips getting his foot in way back in our own half. And he does fantastically well to get it out from his feet there. Abu Bakr takes over. Henderson on the run through. Nicely played in. Plenty of time and composure on the shot, and we do go back to 2-2 with seconds left to play now, really. Well, a couple of minutes left to play, but it's going to fly by. I suspect that will be it for this particular match, but we just about rescued that point from a position where potentially we could have lost all 3 points, having been up in the game early. It's not quite the result I was looking for. It was an okay performance, but this is happening to me quite a bit on a couple of my saves. Even over on Twitch, where I'm doing AC Milan, we're having exactly this issue. We have loads of shots at goal, but our conversion rate to on target and then actual goals is not really strong enough. Out of 15 shots, I'd at least want maybe 9, 10 on target if I could. That kind of ratio. How would you up that type of conversion rate from what we've got? I don't really want to change the structure of the side, but how can we get more shots on target more accurately? That's the challenge. Chuck any suggestions you've got in the comments below, and we will see if we can figure that out for next episode. Overall, it's still a decent point. It still keeps us moving forward. But for today, I think we can go with the unlucky team talk, because I kind of thought we were. I thought we did pretty well, and then just let it slip at a very key moment. So we'll click on the unlucky, we'll click on the continue, and we'll go and figure out what's coming up next. So after that particular game, we still remain in 12th position. We're now on 25 points after 19 games. Remember, we set ourselves the target at the beginning of the season to gather the same amount of points as there are games to play in the league. So 38 games, we were looking for 38 points. That would get us to safety, and we're already at 25, halfway through that number of games. 19 games played. I'm really happy with how this is going. We remain way ahead of schedule and way ahead of this drop zone. And now we can begin in this second half of the season just to think a little bit about where we might actually finish. Now, I will be absolutely ecstatic to finish mid-table this season. I think that is a real step forward. If we can finish anywhere in this sort of 9th through 12th kind of position, I think that would be spectacular. But to be honest, anywhere 15 and above, I will happily take this season. I think that's a really good season for us to have had. So let me know where you think we might finish halfway through the season. We've got a lot of games still to play, a lot of very hard games still to play, but it's going really, really well. And it just about feels like we are on the cusp of being able to move Truro City forward a little bit in terms of what our expectations in the Premier League are. So what's coming up next episode? Well, I've got a January transfer window to go through. I will see if I can get through that for Friday. We are currently sitting on Wednesday. So the next episode in theory should be Friday. And if I can get through that, we will be coming back for Crystal Palace at home in the Premier League. In January itself, we've got a lot of really tricky games. Man United in there in the Carabao Cup. We've got an unknown opponent in the FA Cup. We've got the second game against Man United. We play Man City and Tottenham and Chelsea all in January as well. It could be a little bit of a challenging month, but hopefully we can come out of it in reasonable condition and maybe with one or two different players. You never know. We'd probably have to sell first, but it's not out of the realms of possibility. So come and join me next episode. We'll see whether I've managed to do anything in the January transfer window. We'll come back and play that Crystal Palace game at home in the Premier League, and I will update you on everything else that's happened in between times. So until then, thank you for joining me today. Slightly unfortunate result in the end, but overall the big picture is we're doing pretty well. I'm very happy about it. So subscribe to the channel and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That'll help me get seen by more people. Don't forget to come and find me over on twitch.tv/the United City FM every weekday afternoon, 3 till 5 p.m. UK time. Come and find me over there. Until next time here though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.